Alright guys, thank you for the like. So I've just been looking at some different therapies and different things that can help with people's health. So I'm kind of it's kind of been looking a bit into this whole microplastics epidemic thing of these estrogenics that can be decreasing testosterone and increasing estrogen in men. But the thing is, what we're supposed to do about it, because the thing is that a lot of people already have a lot of this stuff in their bodies. It's like, yeah, you can try and limit your exposure, but then it's just going to make your life that it would just become such a chore having to avoid everything with plastic. It's like why? I mean, it's just I wouldn't want to be doing that. So it's good to look at ways of trying to remove it from your body. So I was looking at maybe if say sweating can help remove it. Apparently it can help remove some of it at least. But it's just that if this stuff keeps accumulating in your body, then that can really have a negative effect on your testosterone. But I think another thing that's been having an effect is low vitamin D status. There's been some link with that and testosterone levels. Hi, Azad, how you doing? Another thing is people's body fat levels have gotten higher, which can decrease testosterone. Hi, gets clips, haha. How you doing, guys? I hope you're all well. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Hope you've all had a blessed day. So, it's just I see a lot of guys now, they just don't seem to be really maturing properly. Some of them don't even seem to be reaching puberty till the late teens now. I'm like, what is going on these days? At one time it's if you were say late teens, you're already fully matured. And if you're as a guy, you'd have a full beard, you'd just have all the manly signs. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. What's your name, by the way? You'd have all these manly kind of signs in it. For example, you would have a solid jaw. You would have what else would you have? You'd have just generally a manly appearance about you. You would, but it's you look at them now. They just look really soft and feminine almost. They're just androgynous looking. It's it gets to a point where you can't even tell if someone's a man or a woman anymore. It's I look around and I'm like, hang on a second. You kind of second guessing, is this a man or a woman? So you can't even tell. Hi, Adiraj Chowdhury. No. I don't have a fucking receding airline. Fuck off. Get fucked. Hello, Jethro. How you doing? It's just hello, James Collins. It's when you're 29 years old, in fact, most guys probably their hairline's further back than mine, so you have to fucking deal with all these fucking people just probably because they're insecure about themselves. There's a thing called a mature hairline. Most men, it naturally goes back a little bit when they get into their 20s. As long as it doesn't continue to go back, and then you start showing other signs of balding, then you should be fine. But it's natural for men to get a widow's peak by the time they get to the late 20s. So I'm manly. Oh really? Yeah, it's just not a lot of men are just not very manly or something, or I don't know. or you're saying that people, or was a guy saying that like, what you inject, you get some. Oh, wait, all right, okay, thank you. Or they're saying that people are. I don't know if this person was trying to say that people are getting receding hairlines more now. I don't know. About people getting like facial hair. So I was saying like men don't seem to grow facial hair as much as they did. Like they're not getting, they're not able to like grow proper beards. A lot of them, they kind of look a bit soft, like kind of like, yeah. It's just, I don't know. Like I just see this all around me that men are just not maturing very fast. It's also a lot of it's their kind of attitudes as well, and that could be other factors as well, like how a lot of men never really had to go through real hardships, so they don't really kind of. It's not like it's not like what it used to be where you get to like 14, 15, you're already going out working. They would be working on coal mines at 14, 15 years old. And sometimes they'd be sweeping their chimneys and they're like kids and all that. Okay, bye. See you later. They'd be like going out, just like doing some pretty like, hello Dylan, how you doing? Welcome in here. Like, they could be going out and doing like some pretty like, sort of oh god, these names like, yeah, like the, yeah. So I was just saying like how the testosterone is low now, like compared to what it used to be, and some say the high body fat percentage is affecting that, but then it's kind of like you could say like a vicious circle in a way, because if you've got low testosterone, then it's going to be harder to, kind of get a low body fat, because you're not, getting as much muscle mass, and you're going to have possibly like lower metabolism as a result. My name's Jamie. Thank you for the likes, guys. So yeah, like if your metabolism is low, it can be harder to actually burn calories and stay lean. But because like basically, yeah, like all these factors, like I said, that might be making it harder for people to gain muscle mass. I mean, actually, high body fat can actually, well, not high body fat, but like having enough body fat can help with muscle mass. But the thing is, if you have, basically what I'm saying is, yeah, all these like microplastics and stuff, if that's decreasing testosterone, then that might then have an indirect effect on like obesity and stuff. Because if you've got high testosterone, you tend to be more aggressive, not in a bad way, but just like you tend to have more energy, more aggression. You want to like, hi Leola, what about, yeah, it's your channel. It's just, we talk a lot about health and fitness and things like that on here, so if you like that sort of stuff, then you've come to the right place. Yeah, Mark and Joe have gone live. Right, go check them out in a little bit. So yeah, so I was talking a bit about some different things on health and like things such as forest bathing and other like biohacks that people can do to improve their health. So I was looking at it for like a potential for like blood pressure management. And I'm not a doctor, but I talk about health and stuff, and I look at different articles on health and things like that, fitness. I try to just kind of get different knowledge and kind of so then it's like if people say like need help with blood pressure, I can be like, oh, I've found this thing. Maybe you can try this. So yeah, like I said, phytoncides. It's something to look into, like forest bathing. And it might help with blood pressure if you've got a lot of stress in your life, and that could be putting you in like a fight or flight mode. I want to become slim. What to do? Well, O'Doyle rules. Just some like pasta and some vegetables. Really, you need to lose 15 kilos. So what I recommend is you need to be in a calorie deficit. You either do that through eating less calories, or moving more, or doing both. Are you vegetarian? So try and like. So if you want to like do that, then just try and kind of. Like things like cheese can be quite high in calories, butter, things like that. Maybe just kind of look at if you can like swap it out for something else, perhaps. I don't know if you eat a lot of like pizzas and things like that with like cheese on it, because that can be quite high in calories. Like there could be other like alternatives that. Where do you find motivation? It's just like. I mean, it's like you have to kind of think about like what your goal is and be like, this is where I want to be, and this is what I need to do. It's like you have to discipline yourself. Like you have to find a drive in yourself of like the purpose of like, why am I doing this? I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I want to feel confident. So whatever your motivation is, then you've got to then use that as that driving force. So yeah, just so maybe try and just get into like a good like like a fitness routine. You don't have to do anything crazy. Maybe even just walking more. I have lack of discipline. Yeah, well, it's just something that. Maybe even like getting like a PT or something that will actually keep you accountable. Maybe just having someone in your life that will keep you accountable might be a good idea. And it'll say, oh, how many steps have you walked today, sort of thing. You have a personal success story. I mean, like I've kind of like did different things where I've been like very, very skinny, and then I put weight on, and then like. But I've lost weight as well, so I've kind of experienced both side of things where I was very, very skinny. I put weight on to try and bulk up, but then at one point I kind of took things a bit far where I was not exercising enough and I wasn't eating good food at that point. So I just kind of decided to kind of go the other way and try to lose some fat and then try and just be healthy. So that's... So I understand about like, a calorie deficit and how that's required to lose weight, because there's a thing called a calorie balance, where it's like, let's say for example your maintenance is 2,000 calories per day. If you eat say 1,500 calories per day, then you're in a 500 calorie per day deficit. Or if your maintenance is 2,500 and you eat 2,000 calories per day. I don't like sport much, just swimming. We'll just try and do more of that then, I guess. Just whatever you enjoy, just do more of that. As long as you're not burning yourself out, then yeah, just do more walking as well. Maybe try and walk to places more, so or maybe even ride your bike. So, if, for example, if someone drives a car, they might be better off like cycling instead if they can. For example, someone works 5 miles away. Yeah, let's say they've got to drive 5 miles in the morning to work. In the busy roads, it takes them half an hour, or maybe even an hour in some cases if there's a lot of traffic. But they might even be able to do it quicker on a bike. They might be able to cut some of that out. They might even be able to take a shortcut that they wouldn't have been able to do in a car, and they got some exercise in. I'm tasty food addicts. I live to cook and bake. Yeah, we'll try and look at. I was talking a bit earlier, like, have you ever tried monk fruit extract? There's different things like that that are less calories that still give you the sweetness. So if you want to eat like cakes and things like that, look at low-calorie sweeteners that you can use instead of filling it with tons of sugar, because that can help to, yeah, just to and trying to add more like fiber into it. So like try and maybe bulk it up with some fiber and swap out the sugar for one with less calories, is what I would say. So there's ways of, you know, reducing the amount of calories in it by doing a few things like that, a few swap outs. It's just it's just about being mindful of how many calories that you're eating. Maybe try eating more fruit instead of eating sweets, for example. Like maybe try eating some strawberries or something like that. If you've got a sweet tooth, try and find the fruits that you enjoy that will satisfy it. Yeah. But it's just got to find what works for you. You know, everyone's got their own thing that works for them. It helps me to write down and count calories. Yeah. Because then you're going to hold yourself accountable and be like, instead of just kind of guesstimating it and be like, oh, well, I don't know how many calories I'm getting. Oh, well, I've kind of lost count. It's like you have to track everything if you, at first anyway. Like after a bit, you can kind of be a bit more intuitive with it and have an idea, but a lot of people have no idea what calories are in their food. They're just kind of, a lot of people are just making guesses. They don't have a clue, like they're just. So I started to look into this. I think it was like maybe late 2018, something like that, because I was looking at, I got so skinny. I was like, I was just kind of like started to get curious. I was like, okay, well, I need to look at putting weight on, because I got so skinny at this point where I was like, at one point I was below 70 kilos, which for my height was just really, really bad. I think I was like 69 kilos or something like that. Or even less at one point, I think. I was hovering around 68, 69 kilos at one point. Hi, Isaiah, how you doing? We stream about, just talk a lot about health and fitness on here. I also sometimes talk about self-improvement and things like that, so it doesn't give me joy to monitor all the time if I'm in jail. Yeah, I understand that, but just kind of try and get a rough idea, but I think it's best to try and just swap out some of the foods that you would normally eat with ones with less calories. So for example, if you like a cake, like chocolate cake, maybe try something that's a little bit less calories. Because even if it's, say, like 20 calories less, it adds up. You know, if you have a few meals a day and you have like, one's got 30 calories less, one's got 50 calories less, it all adds up. And if you can move around a bit more, that adds up as well. So, yeah, it's just about making these small changes, small lifestyle changes. They go a long way. Yeah, just like try and add like maybe like make cakes with like whole flour or something like that, or a different type of flour that's relatively low in calories and high in fiber. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I'll have to have a look at if you can make. Let's have a look. Low calorie cake recipes. Let's see like what you can do. Low calorie chocolate cake. Apparently only takes 15 minutes to bake, so yeah. It's just sometimes like the ingredients can be very high in calories, like for example like the creams and stuff like that they use, and yeah, all the flour and everything, because it's usually quite low in fiber. I don't like sweets that much, right? You said you like bacon and stuff, so like what kind of stuff you mean, or is it not, you don't do cake or something? Maybe just try and look at stuff that's higher in protein and lower in fat and high in fiber. It's probably going to be best, really. I need to reduce bread, rice, potato carbohydrates. I mean, potatoes are alright if you keep the skins on them. And brown rice is good. Yes, an increased protein. I mean, brown rice is probably better than white rice. And brown bread better than white bread. So just... But yeah, try and... Yeah, if you have potatoes, keep the skin on because you get more fiber. It's going to help make you feel fuller. So it's simple things like that, really. Maybe make potato wedges instead of chips, or skin on fries. So then you're getting a bit more fiber into your diet, and it's just generally healthy for you. That anyway. I'm Korean. I love white rice. Oh yeah, yeah, because white rice is a bit kind of well, it's easier on the digestive system, which is not necessarily a good thing because then it just goes into your system a lot quicker, and yeah, whereas brown rice, it's digests, I think, more slowly. So yeah, like you might want to try and look at ones that are a bit more fiber rich, like oats, for example, are good. But actually, oats can also actually be kind of a lot of calories in them sometimes. Yeah, I would just look at like smoothies, things like that. Possibly psyllium husk is really high in fiber, or maybe you could use like wheatgrass or lemongrass. Mix that in with smoothie. It's just gonna bulk it up with fiber. And if you want to make it a bit sweeter, then just add like some kind of sweetener, like maybe monk fruit extract. I think I've heard is like a good one, but I don't know if it's good. I'm not. Yeah, monk fruit extract. Let's have a look at have a bit of a look into it, because I take protein cocktail. Oh really? Yeah, I'm just gonna just look at this monk fruit sweetener. It says it has no bitter aftertaste, so that's good, because some of these sweeteners have a bitter aftertaste, and that's the problem. Like things like is it aspartame, whichever one it is, that people are saying it has a bitter aftertaste. Apparently they're like 0 calories, so but it's boring on a. Let's see if it's healthy. Like, let's just have a look. Monk fruit doesn't typically affect blood sugar levels, making it a safe option for people with diabetes, because it's not got calories in it, really. So I have heard there's some risks with stevia, but let's have a look and see what risk there is on this health.com website. See if there's any risks of this sweetener, but it's just if you can find like a 0-calorie sweetener like sucralose, I think is it saccharin, I think is another one. There's like these low or 0 calories sweeteners. Yeah, like try and find one that it's said to be like up to 2 to 700 times sweeter than sugar, saccharin. Yeah, so there's a thing called monk fruit extract. So yeah, it's 300 times sweeter than table sugar. It doesn't impact blood sugar levels. Let's see if there's any like risks of it. Yeah. It said it can actually help as be a prebiotic, possibly. So that's but there's a risk as well. Let's have a look. It says it's generally recognised as safe. It says it can contain ingredients that may carry some risk. For example, some suggest that erythritol, a sugar alcohol that's commonly added to granulated and powdered monk fruit sweeteners, may have adverse effects on health. Yeah. You gotta be like, apparently careful with the erythritol thing. Then it can have an increased risk of blood clotting, stroke, and heart attack. So yeah, it said try and avoid items that include erythritol. So just look on the thing about erythritol, because you do not want that in your body, apparently. So if it's just straight up monk fruit, it should be fine. Can you type this website? It's called just health.com/monk fruit benefits. So yeah, just it's all on that. So, but yeah, erythritol apparently just stay away from that. Anything that has that in it, because so it said to be is it sugar alcohol or something that's commonly added in granulated and powdered monk fruit sweeteners. So yeah, just don't. So I don't need to say any more on that. But yeah, just look at one that try them out, I guess, and because if it tastes like sugar without it being so many calories, then that's a W, isn't it? Hi Remy, how you doing? Hope you're well tonight. So just talk about this monk fruit extract. But apparently, if you get it, if you want to make things sweet without adding a bunch of calories in, monk fruit extract is one. There's a few others as well. Stevia. There's saccharin. There's what is it? Sucralose. There's quite a few, but apparently. But yeah, I've heard stevia can be bad for certain people. There's probably some risks of different ones, but with this, monk fruit, it's said to be safe as long as you don't have erythritol in it. So just be careful of that one ingredient, because that's said to have some heart problems associated with it. So, but yeah, it's just that a lot of people would add a bunch of sugar into their cakes, for example. And if you only have to add, say, hundredth of the amount or 300th of the amount to get the same sweetness, then That's a W, right? Because it's having way less calories, and it still tastes as good. And this one said to have no bitter aftertaste, so you don't have to worry about that. Because some of them, like I think it's aspartame, whichever one it is, can have a bitter aftertaste. Yeah, so I hope everyone's had a good day. I mean, some people were saying that like sugar alternatives are like more dangerous than sugar, but some of them might be alright. Like I don't know. I've heard aspartame could be bad though, because of I've heard it could increase risk of cancers and things, but I'm not too sure. Like it's just there's all this kind of like hearsay and whatever about risks and stuff, and a lot of like fear mongering out there. I don't know what to believe really. Yeah, there is a lot of like dodgy stuff out there. And that's been linked to health problems, but I don't know like how much of an effect on its own it has. Like I said, there's other factors for things like low testosterone. Like, for example, a lot of people are now deficient in vitamin D. If you're deficient in vitamin D, then yeah, you tend to have less testosterone because the vitamin D is like I've heard it's can be a precursor for testosterone or something. So is it because like with testosterone, like I said, I mean with like because it helps with your bones and because maybe it's like a indirect benefit where say for example because it improves your bone density and all that it then kind of encourages more like muscle growth or something. I don't know, like more testosterone, like exactly, but yeah, because it's like your body needs to have like strong bones to like support muscle mass, right? So when you've got better like bone mineral density and all that, then your body will just be kind of moving more, functioning better. So I don't know, but yeah, to make sure you get enough vitamin D in your body, because then you'll not have to worry about brittle bones or anything like that. I've also heard that it can be good for your immune system as well, vitamin D. So remember, like when we was in that whole 2020 times and all that, and there's been a lot of evidence that it's been known for a while that it can have immune boosting properties. So because they found a lot of different correlations between it and low vitamin D and like immunodeficiency. And we talked about immune system before, and yeah. But it's more, I think, with vitamin D, it's more about immunomodulation that it helps with and reducing inflammation in your body. So I'm not sure like the mechanism of it, but yeah, it's said to have some beneficial effects. So just look into it. I'm not trying to preach to people. This is all just for you to go and research yourself. Like I'm not trying to just like lecture people here. I'm just here to share things that I've learned, and you can take it or leave it. I'm not going to say, oh, you got better believe me on this. It's like, no, I don't care. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a few of these like squats, I think. How are we all doing tonight, guys? Probably be getting off pretty soon. Could do a few pistol squats maybe. So what you can do is like, you've got like a, like, alright. So, you hold this like, the other side. Pretty dead in here, so. Let's do the side delts. I like your voice, Doctor. It sounds persuasive. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to like preach to people. I'm just someone who likes to research
Let's do a bit of traps. Probably just get up after this. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna get going. Take care. Till next time. Peace out. Bye.